Okay, so another back escape. This one's called the Home Alone escape, Home Alone 1. So, looking at the scenario where Dane's got harness, he's super tight. I'm going to make my grips as before, but before I could do anything, he's taking me to the strong side and he's locked his body triangle. Okay, and this sucks, okay? This is not a good position for me to be in. Everything so far has been about me basically getting this arm over the top of my head. Then we can go into the hip heist, which is getting my back in the mat and turning into close guard, which we covered last time. Let's just say Dane is not, he's super tight with his elbows, and I physically cannot get this arm over my head, and he's really controlling me with a very tight body lock there. So if anyone is familiar with the Home Alone movies, this little position here, that's what we're going to look for. So there's no way I can enter underneath his right forearm, but there'll always be space at his wrist. So I'm just going to bring in my right hand and get it. There's my first Home Alone grip, put it on my right cheek. So from there, I just start, keep it tight bro, I just start flaring my right elbow. And then I just run my hand up the side of my head. And now we've got that arm over my shoulder where I want to be. Now if he's really tight with the triangle, the hip heist can be difficult, which is just turning onto my knees and ending up in his guard. But if you think about why the anaconda control of this body triangle is so strong, it's because of the connection with Dane's right instep on the outside of his left knee. So what happens if my free hand grabs his knee? I'm going to straighten this leg and I'm going to pull this knee towards me. Now there's space here and he doesn't have that same connection. And now from there it's all about, now I have the movement now to start putting my back on the mat. Okay, so another thing I can be doing from there, we've looked at various things, is I know Dane wants to come up on top. Okay. I'm lying on his bottom leg, so he'll be starting to try and pull that from under me. And as he does, my right hand just underhooks his left leg. I'm going to push him away, and I'm moving into X-guard. Again, there's a ton of stuff we can do from there. I can go for the basic X-guard sweep and stuff, but just linking it to stuff we've done before, this backside 50-50, there is an Achilles lock here, which we covered in the Neon Belly escapes. So from there, you just take out the bottom X, bring it through, and we talked about how I want Dane's knee beside my right hip. So I'm just going to turn my body this way as I drag his left foot towards my armpit. And now I lock my triangle. That's all I want there. And now I put the sharp end of my wrist in this Achilles. You know, it looks like a heel hook, but I'm not going belly down. I'm just pulling my wrist towards me, so it's all in the Achilles lock. Let's look at that again, bro. I'll get another angle on that. As you go back to that wall. So we're here, he has harness control. I make the grip, but before I could work any of the escape, safe haven, dark haven, all that jazz, Dane takes me to the strong side and locks a body lock on me, anaconda control. This is tight. I've tried to get the arm over the head, it's not going to happen, so there's this Home Alone escape. So again, there'll always be space at the wrist. I just wiggle this in, this hand, bring it up, put it on my cheek. The detail is to create space between this harness. I start flaring my elbow and finger walking up until I get my head out, and I just pull this over my shoulder. If I can't hip heist and get to my knees, and this is very tight, all I'm going to do is grab his outside of his knee with my free right hand. If that hook's still in there, I can kick this leg forward and bring it back. Now I pull the knee towards me so the profile is removed from his instep. And that allows me now to be able to rotate my body. I'm starting to get my back on the mat. He'll be pulling out his knee. He wants to mark. The minute he does, rather than we covered one hand below the knee, one hand here, hipping out and coming into single leg X. There's nothing wrong with that, but we like options. So I'm just going to underhook this leg, and now when I turn to face him, I'm moving into X guard. Again, ton of stuff you can do from here, but let's just link it to the backside 50-50. I still control this. I'm going to bring this leg over, and the detail is I shrimp so Dane's knee falls to my hip. Before I lock the triangle, I just pinch with my legs to keep it tight. And I'm going to pull this leg across and put it under my armpit. Now I lock the triangle. Once I get my wrist behind his Achilles, it looks like a heel hook, but it's not. Because I'm pulling this straight back, that's your Achilles lock. To do the heel hook, I go belly down. Let's get one more angle on that one, bro. So, from harness, I go for my grips. He takes me to the strong side. He locks the anaconda control. I can't get everything so far hasn't worked. I can't get the arm over my head, so we just enter at the wrist, right hand goes in my cheek, flare the elbow, home alone. Once I get my head out, okay, I can kick this off, bring it down low, and I grab the top of the knee with my free hand. I still want to keep this. And now I pull his knee towards me, just to remove that profile. So this triangle isn't locked as tight. This allows me to start getting my back on the mat. Immediately I'm underhooking this leg, and as he comes up, I move into X guard. And when I bring this leg over, I'm flat on my back, I shrimp onto my side. So Dane's knee falls to my inside hip. Before I think about putting tension in the leg, I'm going to pull this across and stick his toes under my armpit. Then I lock the triangle. Here, we want to put tension in this leg. So now from there, it's not a heel hook, I'm just pulling it straight back. It's an Achilles lock. And that is our Home Alone back escape.